Howdy, everybody. My name is Taylor Henderson, and I am one of the career advisors for Mays Business School. I actually happen to be the first and second year specialists, and I'm part of a team. I work with my colleague, Erin Longoria, who works primarily with our third and fourth year students. But today I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the career services that we offer through the business school, as well as just at Texas A&M University in general. We really think that getting plugged into career services right out of the gate, your freshman year sets you up for success down the road when it comes to internship recruitment, full-time recruitment, and everything in between. So I just wanted to cover a little bit about what we do so that you can be familiar with what we provide. So first and foremost, who are we? The A&M Career Center, we're the student career prep team. We help with generally everything career related. We help prepare you guys for the job search. We manage all employer on-campus recruitment, which can be a pretty big undertaking. We'll talk a little bit more about the numbers involved in just a little bit. We coordinate on-campus interviews. A lot of employers like to come to campus to interview you guys. It's so much easier for you all. You don't have to travel to their on-site location. And it's easier for them because they can visit with a number of students over the course of one day. So it's really convenient, and we arrange that process. And then we also help connect you with high impact opportunities. These are going to be things like co-op, internship, study abroad opportunities. We partner with the Center for International Business Studies, which I think you'll be hearing from today as well. So there's just a lot that we do, and we love doing it. We just want to make your resumes and your portfolios as competitive as we can. So a few of the resources that we provide, and this list is not comprehensive, but off the top, resume and cover letter reviews. We do thousands of these each year, and there's not a limit on the number of times you can have us review your resume. So you can come to me as an incoming freshman, which is actually what I would encourage you to do, whether that's this summer before you ever step foot on campus or the first few weeks of school, and I'll help you transition your high school resume over to that college resume. Cover letters, every time you apply for a job, you want to have a customized cover letter specific to that job description, and we'll help you work through those. We also manage the Hire Aggies portal, which is essentially just a job posting system, job posting platform that's owned and managed by our office, but it's not pulling in jobs from search engines or from web bases. These are jobs that employers put in specifically targeting Aggie candidates. These are positions that they want you guys to fill. So it's about as captive of an audience as you can get, but we manage that platform and we can help you set up your profile within that system. Career exploration days are something that's a great opportunity for freshman students as well as sophomore, junior, senior students. But for first years, it really just helps you to get exposure to the corporate environment. So essentially what they are, these are things that you sign up for. Registration for students opens in November of every year. And these are opportunities that employers provide to us. They are willing to host you guys for one day during the month of January before the spring semester begins. And what will happen is you'll register with us. We'll pair you with an employer that is located near your hometown or near the city where you're going to be over the holiday break. And that way you don't have to travel really far. The only thing that you have to do is get yourself to their physical location. So if you live in or around one of the larger cities in Texas, you're going to have a ton of opportunity to interface with employers. And it's just one day site visit. So you'll go to their headquarters or their corporate office. You'll meet some of their leadership team. You'll learn a little bit about what they do, the industry where they operate, the different job functions within their corporation, as well as you'll learn more about the different jobs that they provide, the different internship opportunities that they manage. And you'll just get to interact with corporate leadership in a very low stakes opportunity. So I highly recommend that you guys take a look at these. They're great resume builders, and they're pretty low stress if you're going to be home for the holidays anyway. What's one day to build out that resume a little bit more? So we manage those days as well. Interview prep. This is huge, and it looks like something different for every student, and it's different from interview to interview. So in case you aren't familiar, there are several different types of interviews, and the business school, we Students are regularly doing all of these, just depending on the position that they're applying for. Behavioral interviews are the ones that you're most familiar with. You know, tell me about a time when you led a team, or tell me about a time when you finished a project, you know, by a deadline or something like that. There are then case interviews, which are essentially opportunities for employers to just see how you think on your feet. They'll ask you a question. Typically, it's related to the industry or the company, but sometimes it could be totally random. They just want to see how you reason through information and how you apply logic. It could be something, you know, related to maybe a marketing portion of their website, or you know, maybe a new product that they want to add to their line. Or it could be something like, why are manhole covers round? Or how many golf balls would it take to fill up a football stadium? So we can help you prepare for those. There are also group interviews, which are the opportunities where you're in a room with a few other candidates and they're asking you questions with other people observing. They just want to see how you think with an audience. And then there are stress interviews where they're just asking you uncomfortable questions like, tell me about the most difficult supervisor that you've ever had. Nobody likes answering those kinds of questions, but they're just wanting to see how you deal with difficult questions and if you can keep rolling and if you can keep advocating for yourself in a graceful way. We can help you prepare for any type that you're doing, and we're happy to do it. You'll just have to, you know, let us know the job and let us know the description, and we can take it from there. Career exploration assessments and skills and interest inventories. We actually have 2 of these available to students. The first of which is through our office. It's called SIGI 3. The second of which is through Counseling and Psychological Services. It's called Focus 2. But both of these can just give you a little bit of insight into the things that you're interested in, maybe the types of job fields where you could thrive, maybe just the skills that you have. If you see regular things pulling or frequent things pulling across the board for these assessments, it's not so much about, you know, the jobs that you're getting matched with. You can learn a little bit more just about who you are and what your skills are and what your values are. And that can help us to guide you to companies that match those values and that can really capitalize on those skills. So this kind of self-exploration is so important to do. And it's really helpful to do it your freshman year because you're going to have arguably more time as a freshman than you will in future semesters and future years, just because things get more challenging, you get more plugged in. So I'd love to show you how to operate some of those, and we can talk through your results too. Offer negotiation guidance. We help students with this all the time. Students are actually now negotiating internship offers as well as full-time offers. And so that could be, you know, a start date. That could be a moving stipend. There are several different things that we can help you navigate. And just in looking through an offer and the benefits associated with it, we can help you to make sense of the details and help you reason through whether or not it's a good opportunity for you and whether or not it might be a good idea to go back with some negotiation. We offer a ton of different workshops, webinars, class presentations, everything from prepping for the career fair to planning your first year as a professional budget. We try to cover a ton of different topics that are relevant to you, that are important to you, and that are current and effective. And so we take suggestions. If at any point you think of something career related or even just like adulting related that you think we could help with, let us know. We will build out a program for that to share that content with you. Our office also offers graduate and professional school advising. So if you are coming into college and you know already that you are interested in pursuing a graduate degree or attending professional school, these are things like veterinary school, medical school, physical therapy school, law school, occupational therapy school, anything like that, we have a whole team of advisors within our main office in the coldest building on main campus that we can connect you with, and they can start helping you through that process. Just like with anything, the sooner you start, the more competitive of an applicant you'll be coming into senior year. Just so you're aware, Erin and I office in Wayner. We office at the business school because it's super convenient for you guys. We are located at the very top of the staircase. If you're in the foyer by the elevators, just look straight up the stairs and we are straight ahead. But we do have our main office as well, and that's on main campus in Coldest, right across from Rudder Tower and the MSC. Depending on what your needs are, we can connect you to the right person. But if you start with us, we can help you answer any questions that you have. little bit about our impact, just kind of the data. It's a pretty big operation, the Career Center. Erin and I are the specialists for Mays, but we actually have over 30 full-time staff dedicated to career services across campus. We have specialists that are officed in satellite locations within the College of Engineering, the College of Ag and Life Sciences. We have a team that is dedicated to the College of Liberal Arts. We have a team that is dedicated to undecided students or under university studies students, which are some of the interdisciplinary degrees that we offer, where students might have a foot in multiple colleges. So we have a pretty big team, and because of that, we're able to really expand our reach. Just for context, in 2018-2019, we had over 20,000 student career advisement contacts, and that could be a resume review, an email conversation about a job offer, talking to a student about, maybe the job search process and how to navigate that a little bit. It can look like a ton of different things, but we get in front of a lot of students and we really try to meet you all, where you are so that we can provide our best support. We offered over 850 programs, workshops, webinars, presentations. So we offer quite a few within the business school that'll be a little bit more tailored to the business disciplines. But our team is offering workshops and content constantly. And so we will always have available on our website and in our offices brochures of all of the workshops and programs that are happening in each semester. And so if there's a LinkedIn workshop that you want to attend over at Zachary that's being led by our colleagues in the College of Engineering, we can make sure that you get there, when that's happening. Just for context with employers, we work with a ton of employers every year, and part of our job here at Mays, as well as across the Career Center, is to steward employer relationships. We really want them excited about coming to campus year after year to recruit you guys. We know that we have excellent students coming out of our programs. They know it too. They get really excited about Aggie graduates. So we continue to build those relationships. And just in 18-19, there were over 4,200 employers that were recruiting at Texas A&M, which is quite a few. And we're adding to that number every single year. Even right now, during working from home and being, doing things virtually and by distance, we still have new employers coming into the fold that are interested in Aggie graduates. So we're going to connect you to employers. We love to do that, and we're building out those relationships constantly. And that Hire Aggies portal, guys, it's really active. We had over 12,000 positions within that portal just in that 1 year. And those are going to be full-time, co-op, internships too. The beautiful thing about Hire Aggies is that not only are employers looking specifically for you, you can also arrange your interviews through that same system. If they're coming to campus, they can email you directly within that portal and set up a time. If they're in need of any additional information from you to complete your profile or complete your applicant packet, they can get in touch with you there. There's also a ton of information within Hire Aggies about employer events on campus. So whether that's an info session, or if they're doing a coffee chat, or if they're leading a workshop, it's all gonna be in there. So we can help you drive through it and show you how it all works, but it's a really great tool. The sooner you get into it, the better. So just a little bit about the 5 things I would suggest you do as a freshman. Number 1 would be to talk to me. Meet with your career advisor. I probably did a few hundred resume reviews for students last year, incoming freshmen, to get their resumes ready for the fall semester. Now, you guys are going to be exposed to just a ton of resources and a ton of things that are available to you right out of the gate when you enter campus in the fall. But some other stuff that's going to be happening is student organizations are going to be hitting the ground running with recruitment. And your high school resume is going to look really different over the course of your freshman year. So if you can get with me early on, we can tweak that high school resume. We can make it look really polished and really professional so that whenever you apply to those student organizations that you're wanting to get involved in, you look like a professional applicant and you look like you look like you've done your homework a little bit. Something else that comes with developing that college resume, the recruitment cycle for internships is really accelerated. And a lot of students don't realize this just kind of starting out, but essentially employers hire for summer interns the previous fall. So to give you guys some context, what that looks like for you, in fall of 21, I'll back up. There are some instances where employers will hire freshman interns. It's not common, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Primarily, they're looking for a specific maturity level. They're wanting to see that you can get into college, you can do the college thing and do it well. But they're also looking for completion of specific course sequences, which in the business school could look like a ton of different things. That could look like accounting 229 and 230, or that could look like, having all of your prerequisites finished and maybe having done FBI. They're looking for some specific things that are unique to their organization. Your prime time for internship opportunity is going to start fall of your sophomore year, okay? Our career fairs begin in late September, which for business is about 4 weeks after school has started. Employers come to campus, they're recruiting interns. The hires that they make after that career fair are going to typically occur within the months of October and November. They'll come to career fair, they'll meet you guys, they'll ask to interview you, you'll go through that process. It's not uncommon for students to know by Thanksgiving break of their sophomore year where they will be spending the summer between their sophomore and junior year. It's super fast, it really happens quickly, and your freshman year is gonna fly by. You're gonna be so busy and there's gonna be so much new stuff that you're doing that it's just gonna go by in the blink of an eye. So something else you need to think about within this conversation is that your high school experiences, if you guys are coming into Mays Business School, it is clear you are obviously very skilled academically, but you've probably been really involved in your high school stuff too. You've probably been really involved in student organizations, student government, athletics, volunteering within your community. You probably have a really competitive portfolio as it is. The tricky thing is that high school experiences are actually only appropriate on your resume until May of your freshman year. So you can utilize those experiences to add value to your resume for 2 semesters. And then all of that stuff has to fall off. So if you're not starting to get plugged in campus life in fall of your freshman year, you're going to be scrambling next summer to fill that resume back up. You're not going to want to have something that's totally empty going into those career fairs whenever you could be hired for an internship with a full-time organization. So that's why you want to start this process early, and I'm happy to help you begin this, before school starts, as soon as school starts, whenever you'd like to meet with me. But that's a little bit of why kind of the timeline is accelerated. And again, don't get overwhelmed. It's not as stressful as it sounds. Starting early makes it 10 times easier, I promise. Something else that you should probably think about doing is building out that Higher Aggies profile. Even though it's going to be a little bit before you're actively recruiting for internships, it's still helpful to know how to drive within that system, to be able to find employer events on campus, to be able to find specific positions within the job postings. If for nothing else, to be able to look at job postings for things that maybe you would really like to do and look through those descriptions and see, oh, these are some skills I should be working on if I want to be a competitive applicant for a job like this in the future. So I can help you develop that profile, learn how to drive within the system, get comfortable with it so that whenever you hit the ground running next fall and you are scheduling interviews with employers and you're actively applying for things, you're not having to learn a new system too. Something else to think about doing is joining the professional society within your major. We have a ton of student organizations within Mays that are geared to specific disciplines or that are just general in nature. I can show you how to find this list. You're probably going to have some exposure to all of those organizations over the course of your NSC, but I can help you figure out maybe which ones you might want to think about joining. A good rule of thumb for freshman year, because typically you guys are used to being really active, is to think about maybe one thing that's specific to your discipline and one thing that's just fun. We want you to develop your relationships in the business school. We want you to start building out that network, but we also want you plugged in on main campus because there's a ton of stuff happening there too. We want you to get the full college experience. And so if you pick a couple of things freshman year, you can still manage your class load. You can still manage just kind of the transition into college. But then if you decide you can take on more, that's fantastic. You can always do that. Another bonus is if you get plugged into an organization as a freshman, then your chances for maybe running for and being selected for a leadership position as a sophomore are much higher. So I can help you talk through some of that stuff, maybe what would be a good fit for you. But if we can get you joined into a couple of societies your freshman year, you're adding some really great value to that resume, and you're building future value as well. And then the last one is kind of a no-brainer, but I put it out there anyway, just establishing a good GPA, making good grades. I'm sure that everyone will talk about that today, and it really can't be oversimplified. The fact of the matter is that whatever major you pick, whichever degree plan you go through, your courses are designed to get incrementally harder with each passing semester. So do yourself a favor, come out of the gate swinging your freshman year so that you have a ton of really good grades in your back pocket that'll give you some breathing room as a sophomore, as a junior, as a senior, whenever your classes start to get a little bit more challenging. Also, if you have a good GPA going into your sophomore year fall, there are some employers that have GPA cutoffs for specific internships. So you want to be up there so that you can qualify for everything. And last but not least, here's our contact information. Again, I said where we're located within Wayner. My specific office is Wayner 234. That is my direct phone number. Feel free to call it if you'd like. But my email address is also listed there. That's the best way to get in touch with me, especially right now as we're kind of all virtual. You'll see our social media handles on the right side too. Feel free to follow along. We share programs, we share updates regularly as well. And if the career planning process seems totally overwhelming to you, or like something that maybe you're not really sure about at all and you want to learn more about, I actually teach a class in the business school. It's a 1-hour class. It's called Planning Your Professional Career. It's BUSN 481. And we just go through the entire career planning process. I help you guys learn, of course, how to develop your resume, but also how to job search, how to network, what a good interview looks like, how to do company research, how to do industry research. We also talk through some of those skill and interest inventories and make sure that you understand who you are so that you can go into your next few years and be just really familiar with what you want to do and what your long-term goals are. So again, please feel free to join. I believe I typically have less than 30 seats, so it does fill up, but I would love to have you. And if you have questions about it before registering, just shoot me an email and I'm happy to walk you through it. But in conclusion, I'm super happy to have you here. Welcome to Mays Business School. I can't wait to work with you and meet you guys. We're gonna have a great first year, and yeah, it's gonna be a great time, and I'm just really thrilled that you're here. Welcome to Mays.